nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all. It's your buddy Big Johnny G, the Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. Hey, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. And with this continued ongoing series or sub-series for Midday Monologue that I'm doing here, concerned building or starting your board game collection. So what I want to look at today is if you have a specific enjoyment to science fiction. There's a lot of great sci-fi board games out there. Where the heck are you going to start? Why don't you join me down the table and I'll give you some ideas on how you can start a sci-fi board game collection. Sci-fi games, like fantasy, cover a large swath of area. So I'm gonna trim this down as best as I can for games that I think are perfect for starting a sci-fi board game collection. So starting with games that you can play solo, games that are specifically made for one player only, there are two I know that leap out to me. Desolate by Grey Gnome Games. This should take you about 15 to 20 minutes and is good for ages 10 and up. In this game, you are playing the sole survivor of a failed rescue mission to a science outpost on an alien moon that all communication was lost at. And in this game, you are going to have to escape because the base has been overrun by aliens. It uses a really interesting two-card choice system for this card game, where you get one card revealed and the other one unrevealed, and you get to choose which one you want to do. It makes for some really fun and interesting strategy. Sojourn, a journey through time. Yes, this is a time travel game where you are a lost time traveler and the device you need to go home is broken and the pieces scattered throughout time. You have a little bit of power left and there are some cards to manipulate you getting a little bit more juice for your time traveling watch, I believe it was. And you're going to have to use this wisely. You have to manage very carefully the amount of health and energy you have in order to find all the pieces you need to get back home. Now, incidentally, if you have two copies of the game, you can play this as a two-player version. One version where your future self is trying to help your past self, and the other one with your future self knows that he has to stop you or something bad is going to happen. So it's a very interesting twist on the two-player version. But check it out if you're looking for an interesting, fun time travel game. Now for two-player games, strictly two-player games, there's only one thing that comes to mind, and it's a sort of cheat, in a way. Because the game is a two-player game, but it can also handle four. But even when it's handling four, it's two teams, right, versus each other. And that game is Deathbot Derby. Now this game is by Royal N Games, and it's going to take about 15 to 30 minutes to play, and it's good for ages 13 and up. Now this is a card-based game. The board itself is a series of cards laid out that are flip side. You can turn them one side to the other if something happens, and on each side there are different designs. Each card is two different spaces. So there's four possibilities on each card of something that can happen. But the real fun in this game isn't just battling each other in this arena, but I think really comes from the setup of the game where you're building your custom robots. Yeah, you're piecing the cards together. It's really, really cool. And if you're looking for some futuristic, almost post-apocalyptic robot gladiator combat, then definitely you need to see and have on your shelf. If you are looking for sci-fi games, you're going to need Deathbot Derby. And now on to competitive games. One of the ones that I think you should definitely have if you're starting off your sci-fi collection is going to be The Lost Worlds of Josh Kirby. This is by Bard Games, good for 2 to 5 players, ages 12 and up, and should take 20 to 45 minutes. This is a game of world exploration, world domination. You get to play this game however you want, whether you want to be a savior to a planet or the tyrant. You're going to be visiting different worlds, and all of the art is based on Josh Kirby. Josh Kirby is a famous sci-fi and fantasy artist, and all of this beautiful art that's used in the game is Josh Kirby art that is officially been released by the estate. Xia, Legend of a Drift System. This is by Far Off Games and is good for 3 to 5 players ages 12 and up, and should take 60 to 180 minutes. Now, on this hex tile laying board game, you are literally exploring space. You are going into new areas, new quadrants, new zones, and you are interacting with what is there. You are going to be maybe doing mission jobs, collecting bounties, possibly picking up and delivering goods. You're going to make a life out in the stars. You may even battle the other players, but you don't necessarily have to. And the game looks beautiful, and the miniatures all come pre-painted on little plastic see-through stands to make it look like they really are flying through the cosmos. This game plays well and looks beautiful, and it is worthy to start any sci-fi shelf. Escape from the aliens in outer space. This is a competitive game indeed. This is also a hidden role game. A game where you don't know if the other player is one of you or a mutant alien cannibal creature that used to be one of your friends. So you're all trapped on a space station because you were trying to find a cure for a disease that was ravaging the Earth. However, you're using alien DNA and it got out of control. And now everyone is trying to get to a space pod to escape. Oh, and all the power is out. So the cards in the game are all artistically set to being dark. So you're bumping around, trying to find out where the pods are and how to stay the hell away from everyone else. If you're looking to start a sci-fi board game collection, Escape from the Aliens in Outer Space is a good start. First Martians by Portal Games is good for 1 to 4 players, should take 60 to 90 minutes, and is good for ages 10 and up. Now in this game, you are literally the first Martians. You are human colonists, the first to land on Mars and begin to make a life there. However, everything can go wrong. Potentially everything will go wrong. Breakdowns will happen. Mishaps will occur. You have to survive. This is a survival game, it is a resource management game, and it is a cooperative game that will make you work together to survive. If this is the kind of game that you like, then definitely it'd be a great start on your shelf to have First Martians. Secret Unknown Stuff, Escape from Dulce. This is a game by Sentient Cow Games. It's good for 1 to 5 players, takes 40 to 180 minutes, and is good for ages 14 and up. Now in this cooperative game, you are newly awakened from cryo-frozen. And you find yourself in a mesa in Dulce, New Mexico, in the lowest level. And you are captives of these humans and aliens and robots and lizard men. And you and the others have to escape. This game has some of the funnest characters to play that I've ever seen. From a 2-headed psychic cow to a 1950s style family that's all been genetically sewn together into this amalgam of one person, one family. Amelia Earhart, a rogue alien, a hybrid lizard person, human, and you're all trying to escape and work your way up the tower of the board. The board is done in 2 towers because you are literally trying to work your way up and escape the mesa. It's fun, it's funny, it's engaging. It's going to make you think a little bit too. For a cooperative game, You can't go wrong with having Secret Unknown Stuff, Escape from Dulce, on your shelf. Now, lastly comes the one versus all category. Two leapt out to me that I really think need to be played, need to be owned, need to be on shelves if you're looking to start collecting and making this your hobby, or just growing the one you've already started. Those two games are Level 7 Omega Protocol by Privateer Press, which is good for 2 to 6 players. It will take 60 to 90 minutes, and it's good for ages 14 and up. Now, this is a sequel to a previous board game, Level 7 Escape. You do not need to have played the first game for it. But the consequences of the first game is what brings this on. Because of an escape at an alien-human hidden base, everything has gone haywire. Things are out of control, and a special mercenary team of military personnel have been flown in because they specifically have been trained to deal with this. And you are part of that 5-man team. It is you and the other players versus one player who controls the aliens. This is both a fun and difficult game that feels a lot like the second Alien movie. It feels like Aliens. And that's one of the main reasons why I enjoy it. But you, if you're looking for a one versus all style game for your sci-fi collection, you can't go wrong with Level 7 Omega Protocol. Spectreops by Plaid Hat Games. This is good for 2 to 5 players, takes 60 to 120 minutes, and is good for ages of 13 and up. Now, this is a sort of flip game in a sense. It's what I call a 5th player shift game, because in this game, if you play with less than 5 players, if you play with 3-4 players, then this is a one versus all game. But when you play with the 5th player, it becomes a hidden role game. One of the players chasing you is actually on your side, but nobody knows it. And in this game, you are an agent needing to sneak into this high-tech base and do your sabotage. And the other players, they are enhanced security officers, psychics, werewolves, things like that. And this is a cat and mouse game. Nobody knows where the agent is on the board, but everyone knows where the security is. The agent keeps track on a separate piece of paper their movement. If they're seen, they appear on the board. This game will keep you thinking. This will get you involved. It's good for both sides. So those are my picks. If you're looking to start a sci-fi board game collection, or just add sci-fi games to your existing collection of games, these are all excellent games to start with. Take a look at them. I think you're going to enjoy them. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G. Two Guns Pixie presents Legendary Gaming, and my friends, I am out of here.